students, we have already studied our first lesson, that is crop production and management. We have also completed our notes, and today we are going to study the second lesson of science, that is microorganisms, friend and foe. Friend means you all know the meaning of friend, but the foe means enemy. Okay, we'll see the introduction of the lesson. We have seen several kinds of plants and animals. However, there are other living organisms are also present around us which we normally cannot see. And these organisms are known as microorganisms or microbes. Example, we have observed that during rainy season, a bread gets spoiled and its surface gets covered with grayish greenish white patches. These patches, if we will observe through a magnifying glass, we'll see a tiny black rounded structures, and these structures are known as fungi. So from where do this come from? This comes from our surrounding. Now the next topic we are going to study is microorganisms. Here two activities are given, that is 2.1 and 2.2, that you have to collect some moist soil from the field in a beaker, add some water, let that water settle down, observe a drop of a water from the beaker under a microscope. So after observing it under a microscope, we can observe small microorganisms into that drop of a water. Next, take a few drops from the pond, spread on a glass slide and observe under a microscope. Same, we can see different microorganisms present in that pond water. Now, do you find any tiny organisms moving around? We cannot see it with our naked eye, but we can observe it under the microscope. This observation shows that water and soil are also full of tiny organisms. Though not all of them fall into the category of microbes, these microorganisms or microbes are so small in size they cannot be seen with our normal eye. Some of these, such as the fungus that grows on bread, can be seen with magnifying glass. Others cannot be seen without the help of a microscope. That is why these are called microorganisms. The organisms which can be seen only with the help of microscope are known as microorganisms or microbes. Then these microorganisms are also classified into 4 major groups, and these groups are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae. Of these, common microorganisms are shown in this figure. You can see here how the bacteria looks are given, how the algae looks, protozoa, then bread molds, pericillium or aspergillus. These are some different kinds of microorganisms, and here are the another microorganisms known as viruses. Viruses are also microscopic but are different from the microorganism. They, however, reproduce only inside the cells of the host organism. Means they can be alive in another host organism, which may be a bacterium, plant or animal. Some of these viruses are shown in this picture. That how does a virus look like? The common elements like cold, influenza, coughs are caused by viruses. Serious diseases like polio, chickenpox are also caused by viruses. Nowadays, a known disease which is the corona COVID-19 is also one kind of virus. Disease like dysentery and malaria are also caused by protozoa, whereas typhoid and TB, that is tuberculosis, are bacterial diseases. So the different diseases are caused by different microorganisms. Now next we will see from where these microorganisms come or where this microorganism live. Microorganism may be single cell like bacteria, some algae and protozoa, or it may be multicellular. Single cell means organism with a single cell and multicell means organism with multiple cells. They live in all types of environment ranging from ice cold climate to the hot spring. Means anywhere on the earth these microorganisms are present. Either it may be hot or it may be cold. In the deserts also the organisms can be found. They are also found inside the bodies of animals including humans, means we. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist freely. Some microorganisms needs other organisms to grow and some microorganisms can grow or exist freely. Now the next is microorganism and us. How the microorganisms are related to us, how they are harmful or beneficial to us, that we are going to study in this. Microorganisms also plays an important role in our lives. Some we can say are beneficial whereas others are harmful and cause diseases. We will study this over here. First we will study friendly microorganism. Friendly means how they are helpful to us. As the lesson title indicates, the microorganism friends and foe. They can also be friends and they can also be the enemies. Now here we will see their helpfulness. Microorganisms are used for various purposes. They are used in the preparation of curd. You have seen the preparation of curd, how the dahi is made by our mother. Bread and cake. They are also used in cleaning up the environment. For example, the organic waste like vegetable peels, remains of animals, faces, etc. are broken down into harmless and usable substances by bacteria. Bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicines. In agriculture, they are used to increase the soil fertility by fixing the nitrogen. In this way, the organisms are helpful in preparation of curd, bread, cake. It is also helpful to clean the environment and increase the soil fertility by fixing the nitrogen. Now, how the curd is prepared or how the bread is prepared using this microorganism. You might have seen how your mother is preparing curd. The curd contains several microorganisms. Of this, the bacterium, that is lactobacillus, promotes the formation of curd. In the curd, what is present? Lactobacillus. And this lactobacillus helps to prepare curd. It multiples in the milk and converts it into the curd. Whenever we add a small amount of curd into the warm milk, this lactobacillus starts multiplicating in the milk, and in this way the curd is prepared. Bacteria are also involved in the making of cheese, pickles, and many other food items. Important ingredient of rava, that is idlis and bhaturas, is curd. Can you guess why? The bacteria and yeast are also helpful for fermentation of rice and idlis and dosa batter, because in this the lactobacillus is present, which helps to multiply itself and it helps to ferment the dough of idli or bhaturas. Now here you can see the activity is done, that maida with yeast powder. The yeast is added to the maida for the preparation of bread, and after preparing the dough it is kept aside for few hours, and after few hours you can see that it has raised in the quantity. The yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume. Whenever yeast is added, it reproduces rapidly, means multiplicated, and whenever it's being multiplicated, it produces carbon dioxide during its respiration, and that's why the dough increase in the volume. This is the basis of the use of yeast in the baking industry for making breads and pastries and cakes. The next is commercial. Commercial means how the microorganisms are being used in big factories or companies. Microorganisms are used for the large scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid, that is vinegar. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice, crushed fruit juices. The next we are going to see is the fermentation. You have seen the dough of idli or the batter of idli. After keeping it aside for 6 to 7 hours, its volume rises. This is the smell of alcohol as a sugar has been converted into alcohol by yeast. This process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. When the sugar present in a substance is converted into alcohol, this process is known as fermentation. And who discovered this? A scientist named Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in the year of 1857. The next is, we have seen the commercial use. Now we will see the medicinal use of microorganism. Whenever we feel ill, doctor may give some antibiotic tablets, capsules or injections such as penicillin. The source of these medicines is microorganism, means most of the medicines are prepared using the microorganisms. These medicines kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganism. Such medicines are called antibiotics. The disease is also caused by microorganisms, and the medicines are also prepared using microorganisms. These days, number of antibiotics are produced from bacteria and fungi. Streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin are some of the commonly known antibiotics which are made from fungi and bacteria. These are manufactured by growing specific microorganisms and are used to cure a variety of diseases. Antibiotics are even mixed with livestock and poultry to check microbial infection in animals. Whenever the antibiotics are prepared, it is not directly being given to the human being. First it is checked on the animals, and if it is approved correct, then only it is given to the human beings. They are also used to control many plant diseases. These microorganism antibiotics are useful to the human being also, as well as to control many plant diseases also. Now the next topic is vaccine. Last year you all kids are given that OD and rubella vaccine. So what do you think, what is that vaccine is? Okay, when a disease carrying microbes enter our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. The body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters again. If dead or weakened microbes are introduced into a healthy body, the body fights and kills the invading bacteria by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and be protected from the disease causing microbes forever. This is how vaccine works. To protect any child or any person from any diseases, some antibodies are given through the injection, and that is known as vaccine. Several diseases including cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, hepatitis can be prevented by vaccination. You have seen that the newborn babies or the small kids are given so many vaccines to protect that baby or the kids from the diseases. In our childhood, we have been given injections to protect ourselves against several diseases. We know the newborn baby is given a vaccine named BCG, which prevent that kid from the TB. So such type of so many vaccines are given to us. It is essential to protect children against these diseases. Necessary vaccines are available in the hospitals. We have seen that advertisement on the TV and newspapers regarding protection of children against polio under the Pulse Polio program. A child under 5 years is given the polio drops. Actually, these polio drops are also known as the vaccine. A worldwide campaign against smallpox has already led to its eradication. Eradication means this disease has vanished from this world. These days, vaccines are made on a large scale from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases. Another use of this microorganism is increasing soil fertility. You know fertility. What is fertility? Fertility means to improve the quality of the soil. Some bacteria are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility. These microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixer. The next usefulness of the microorganism is cleaning the environment. Now Buzu and Paheli has observed the school gardener making manure along with their friends. They collected wastes of the plants, vegetables and fruits from nearby houses and gardens. They put them in a pit. Pit means a big hole for waste disposal. After some time, it decomposed and got converted to manure. Now they wanted to know how this had happened. Whatever the material were thrown into the pit, that is waste. On that the microorganism worked and they decompose that material, and finally the manure is prepared. Do you find any difference in the contents of the two pots? Whenever in the activity 2.5 it is shown that they have taken two pots half filled with the soil A and B. Put plant waste in a pot A and things like polythene bags, empty glass and bottles, plastic toys in pot B. Put the pot aside and observe. If so, what is the difference? We will find that plant waste in a pot A has been decomposed, and another in the pot B, no any change can be seen. The plant waste has been converted into manure by the action of microbes. The nutrient released in the process can be used by the plants again. Now we are in the pot B. The polythene bags, empty glasses, bottles and broken toy parts did not undergo any such change. The microbes could not act on them and convert them into manure. We often see large amount of dead organic matter in the form of decaying plants and sometimes dead animals on the ground. And after few days we see it disappear. This is because the microorganism decompose this dead waste of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances and thereby clean up the environment. In this way, the microorganisms are also helpful in cleaning the environment. Okay, so here we will end this session, and today we have seen the introduction of the lesson, that is microorganism, friend and foe. How the microorganism can be friendly to us and how it can be harmful to us. In this we have studied different types of microorganisms, how does it looks, how the bacteria looks, algae, protozoans, then fungi, viruses, where this microorganism lives, microorganisms and us, which are the friendly microorganisms, how they are helpful to us, how it helps us making of curd and bread. What are the commercial uses of microorganisms? Who invented the process of fermentation? What is fermentation? Medicinal use of microorganism, how the microorganism can be used to prepare the antibodies or medicines. In the preparation of vaccine, how the microorganisms are used. Then how it helps in increasing the soil fertility by fixing the nitrogen. How it helps us in cleaning the environment. So here we have ended the usefulness of microorganism. In the next session we will see the next topic, that is harmful microorganism. Thank you.